Okay, welcome to the September 20th Appointment Subcommittee meeting. It's 5:30 and I don't think we have any new minutes to approve.
No, it's been months since we've had a meeting. So.
I don't believe anyone is here for public speak time, so I'm going to move right on to the consideration of the two mayoral appointments on our table tonight. This is for Mo Bellevue and Marjorie Zayak, both for ECA Plus, with term expirations of December 31st, 2019. So I wanted to open up discussion, Mayor. I know you're here probably to speak on both of these appointments.
Mm-hmm. So Mo Bellevue's first, and you know, for those that aren't familiar with Mo, she's the director of the Easthampton Greater Chamber of Commerce, and she's also on our Economic Development Committee, and you can see her. She heard about the vacancy through Pasqualina Azzarello, who is our present Easthampton City Arts Coordinator, and she would like to be on there, and I think she would be a great asset to ECA. And the other applicant is Marjorie Zayak. I was going to say Zayak. Thank you. And I always like it when they have already attended some of the meetings, and I think it's really appropriate that she also had an arts-related business in Eastworks for a couple of years, and she already knows the commitment of the committee, and she also is on the ECA grants. So this to me looks like another very qualified applicant that we're really happy when people like that come forward.
I would agree. I know both of them personally, and they have a lot of energy and a lot of connections throughout the city, and I think, you know, artists can be such a vulnerable lot when we look at public funding for art. So infusing some business, particularly through Mo, but also through Marjorie, having had a business in Easthampton, I think there are always lessons learned, and really opens up the floor for, you know, strategic planning for the arts community. I know they already do strategic planning, but I think this just opens up even more possibilities for them. I'd be curious to know if the majority of artists who reside and work in Easthampton are members of the chamber. Joe, as someone who works with art stuff in the community, would you have any?
I don't know the number. I would suspect it's relatively low.
Right. It seems to be, obviously we know a lot of businesses in the business community are members of the chamber, but a lot of times the individual artists are not, for a lot of different reasons. And that's another positive thing. I do know that the chamber and I, along with any of the ribbon cuttings, any of the businesses opening, we treat them all the same, you know, to advertise their business and be thankful that they're here, whether they're a member of the chamber or not. We're glad they're here, and we respect them and their businesses. Right. But I think as far as individual artists, it would probably be a slim number.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I didn't want to assume.
I like Mo being on it because, you know, we've always talked about the importance arts are playing in our economy, and what a great marriage between the chamber and the arts, and so it can further get that locomotion going and promoting, you know, for both. For the benefit of both the business community and the arts community.
A nice interwoven web within Easthampton.
Absolutely. So, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Okay, so motion to appoint Mo Bellevue and Marjorie Zayak to the ECA Plus with the term of expiration of December 31st, 2019 to the full city council.
Second.
Okay, and the motion on the table with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
No abstentions, no noes. And is there any other business tonight? I know we have something on the main agenda to bring to us for new business, but other than that.
So we get, from our perspective, we plan on having a meeting at 5:30 on the October 4th, I believe, is our next meeting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Now, at the next meeting, the October 4th meeting, I will not be here.
Okay.
And that, I know you're going to want,
Is this the Council on Aging?
Brandon, you're going to want him here. I had obviously explained the process to him, but if you would like to meet any other time or have any questions for me on my appointment of him, I was part of the interview process on that one because it's a department
Who you
head.
appointed?
Brandon
Rogers?
Brandon Rogers
Thank
for
you.
the COA director.
Linda Talbot.
What did, no, Brandon was he working
He's
there?
currently our full-time outreach.
Yeah,
worker.
okay, all right.
But again, I won't be here
Heather knows
to be
Brandon.
part of that. But
Yeah.
I would love to take time, with you as a committee anytime to tell you, about the interview process. And we did receive some, qualified candidates. And I just like maybe you might want to know the process.
Okay.
Would the chair consider moving our appointments subcommittee meeting to a different night?
Oh, sure, I can do that.
I'm just out of town that week.
Oh, the whole week?
Yeah, so I won't be at that council meeting.
Oh,
I won't
okay,
be at that
okay,
one.
all right.
But, and again, I can just provide you, just so that you have the whole background. The interview process, we thought it would be extremely helpful. Obviously, Monica Kane, our HR director, and I was part of the interviews. I'm not normally a part of our interview process, but when it's a department head and a position that I need to appoint, then I make sure that I'm, usually part of that. But also, they have a Council on Aging Board of Directors, and we thought it would be extremely helpful to have one of the Board of Directors be part of the interview process.
Very good.
And Estelle Stas was part of the interview process, and we did receive some, some good applications, and we had 3 very good interviews, and very qualified candidates. But Brandon, and there was, again, all 3 of us went in with a totally open mind, different ideas, because sometimes you see something on paper, it's very different than, than what comes out of the interview. Brandon's unique experience with our community and the direct outreach of our seniors, knowing the services that are so needed. He knows every services that is provided to them. We thought he had a unique perspective to be the director.
Sounds like he could hit the ground running.
Yes, and he has actually received an award as the outreach worker from Highland Valley Elder Care I believe, last year.
That's good.
And he has a great rapport with the seniors, and again, knowing all the different laws that concern to them, all the different services that they're eligible for, and working with them.
Yeah.
So, and he also, which was something that I was looking for, that I think each one of you would be looking for too, is where he wanted to go in the future. I was definitely interested in hearing, and it came out in the interview. It's not just business as usual. I know what the job is, and I like the job. The respect he has for the current director and the position, but the different things he would like to bring forward are things that directly, I think, relate to our administration. We want to make the senior center itself more enticing, more attractive, and especially thinking that seniors are 55 and older.
More relevant.
And he has he had some, right away mentioned that, where, no disrespect for what's happening, but I think I would like, and as soon as he did that, those were exactly the things I was looking for.
Yeah.
And as soon as he left the room, all 3 of us had agreed and touched on it. It was unanimous that he was he was the most qualified candidate, but also him as a person and where he wants to bring in. So there are things that you always need to do. Everyone has a different style of doing the same job, and I mean, his attention to detail, but his rapport with the seniors is very special.
Yeah.
So, and it's good rapport. So we thought that I actually felt we were extremely lucky. And his position is now posted. and it'll be difficult to fill that full-time position.
Yeah.
And another piece of information you might want to know too, because it, in case it hits you questions, everyone likes to be prepared if you get questions on the street or wherever you are. Linda officially retired, retirement system, and then applied for the part-time outreach worker. I think it's 16 hours. It's a non-benefited position that had been open for a while, but we interviewed for that. That position I'm not involved in, but Brandon was part of that position because he is the full-time outreach worker. So he was part of that interview, and there were some really good candidates, but again, Linda on the other end had the knowledge of the services that we need to provide. And it's really important to know what's available for them. Because the need is so great.
Yeah.
So she's just started this week as the part-time outreach. Okay. So now the full-time one, which is Brandon's position, is open. And we're hoping we had some good candidates for the part-time, so we're hoping that they might also be interested in that full-time.
My only question will be, what does he know about pickleball?
What? What was it?
My only question will be is, what does he know about pickleball? It's great for seniors.
But that's so much part of it, Joe, that he's interested. You got to grow. He wants the position to grow.
Have you ever heard of it?
Van to come over to.
The kids play it in gym at schools here.
It's
so
huge down south. It's the fastest growing sport.
Like cornhole?
Yeah, no, it's like a smaller task force.
So if you think that's enough,
Like, what is pickleball?
and then obviously I will make sure that he is here for your meeting at 5:30, and then upstairs for your 6 o'clock meeting. And if you think you need anything else from me, do not hesitate.
I'm excited that there'll be some new energy and